Greetings and hello there, everybody. It's me, your beloved Star Wars dad, Nooch Too Good. And about a month ago, maybe a few weeks ago, I put out a video of 10 of the most influential teams over the history of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. We talked about like T-Bow teams and the Rancor raid and some really older teams in the game. It was a lot of fun, and a lot of you really enjoyed the look back. So I thought we'd look at 10 more teams today. These are 10 teams that have been forgotten in the expanse of time in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. At one point in the game, they were meta teams and they just kind of faded from memory. We're going to start right here. This is a Bit Dynasty video. I'm going to go ahead and play it. A Bit Dynasty video from May 3rd, 2018. Now look at that. I'm showing the speed for mods. I don't know if he's talking here or not. He's not on screen, obviously, but Bit Dynasty going back to 2018 with the content. So when Jedi Training Rey came out, by the way, the title of this video, if I can get up there, is RJT. Look at that top corner up there. RJT versus Rex and Wampa. RJT is Jedi Training Rey, but what had happened was, if you typed JTR in Discord, there was a meme that came out, and I can't remember what that meme was. Somebody remind me in comments, if you type JTR into Discord, it automatically popped a meme if you had the bot loaded, obviously, and it just ran that meme. So Jedi Training Rey, when she first came out, you would run her with BB-8 and R2-D2, and she just did so many amazing things. You'll notice here that we're playing against Rex, Mother Talzin, Wampa. Thrawn is on both sides. GK is on both sides. Thrawn and General Kenobi were mainstays on every roster for years and years and years in Galaxy of Heroes. General Kenobi was the #1 tank in the game. Thrawn was the guy with the old school fracture that just slowed everything down. Man, so you could not get anything done. Rex was a great lead in there for giving turn meter to the team. He was an early turn meter train guy, but you can see the theory crafting, and you're going to see this is going to become kind of the theme of this video, is all the theory crafting we used to do in the game to put teams together that didn't really match as far as their factions. You know, that's all been eliminated now as far as how the game works. You got to farm the faction that you're in, maybe even the exact specific team that you're in, but you can see here, it's Resistance, it's Rebels, it's Galactic Republic Jedi, it's Empire, it's Wampa, it's Night Sisters, it's clones, 501st clones. So we used to mix and match a lot of different stuff in the game. Those days are long gone by now. But yeah, there's a good classic team for you. Let's let you can see that Jedi Training Rey is walking away with this good lesson from Bit Dynasty from May of 2018. Let's take a look at the next long forgotten team. This one comes to us from KF Dan, January 2nd, 2017. Actually kind of late for this. I felt like this is earlier than that, but regardless, look at that team. Qui Gon Jinn, look at the graphics, by the way. Look at those. Qui Gon Jinn, General Kenobi. The title of the video is using GK in Squad Arena for the first time, but actually that's in the comments of the video. And I'll put all the links to all these videos in the description. You want to go check them out, go down there. Jedi Knight Anakin, Isla Sakura, and Grandmaster Yoda in this team in Squad Arena, because Squad Arena used to be the bomb. That's where we went for all of our crystals. The game was about Squad Arena for 6 to 7 years before they changed the current Grand Arena format. You can also notice up there at the top, there's no 4x speed. You ran everything on 1x speed in the game. Look at the stance over there on Jedi Knight Anakin. What a different game this was back on January 2nd, 2017. Crazy. You'll notice, as I said, once again, General Kenobi was present on almost every arena team that you got. He was the meta tank for years in this game. So once he came out with the HAAT raid, people started unlocking him. Just amazing things are happening. You see all the counterattack that General Kenobi, look at all the buffs I've got and all the buffs they don't got. I got a bunch of tenacity up from Yoda. Really good things happening with this team. This was actually my first Grand Arena team back in the day. It was very similar to this. I remember having Qui Gon Jinn with his Zeta. I remember having Grandmaster Yoda with his Zeta, and I remember having R2 on my squad. I think I may have also had 5s on there. I'm not sure, but man, this was good stuff back in the day. This is not as much theory crafting here. It's just basically a Galactic Republic Jedi squad going after Palpatine and his team. We're at level 85, but I think what was our gear level here? Gear 11. Gear 11, level 85. We're gonna take the anyway. This is a team that time forgot. The old Qui Gon Jinn Zeta. It's been restored a little bit with the Omicron and Grand Arena. Let's take a look at another one. This one comes to us from Daniel SWGOH in August 17th, 2018. Notice how Gear 12 is now out. We can see those Zetas. Look at that. Old man. That's fun stuff. GK in the lead. This was a big meta. GK in the lead with Thrawn, Barriss Offee, maybe not Barriss, maybe just GK, Thrawn, and Nihilus. The other characters are optional in here. This ran the arena for a long time until CLS came out. Maybe even during CLS. I don't remember. But until like teams like Jedi Knight Revan came out, I can't remember what got rid of this meta in the game. I'm really trying to think about it. Who are you gonna fracture, dude? He's looking around to fracture somebody. Let's get on it. There you go, fracture Yoda. I'm trying to think of what broke the GK meta, and I don't really see a Commander Luke Skywalker in there. I don't see a Commander Luke Skywalker anywhere on the board, which somebody I would expect to see at this point. But basically, the idea was General Kenobi comes in, gives the entire team a bunch of defense up. You just hang in there and stay alive for as long as possible until you just annihilate the other team one by one by one and get them off the board. That was the idea of the team. I don't think Barriss Offee had a Zeta at the time. Let's roll back a little bit and see if she had a Zeta. I didn't know if I saw that. It's not showing me up here, is it? Let's go. I'm gonna roll back to he was showing these things here. Hold on. Did he look at? He's only looking at GK. He only showed me GK. Oh well. Barriss Offee might have a Zeta. I don't know. Anywho, this team was just a survivability team, a timeout team. It would run you ragged until we just annihilated everybody on the other side. It's funny to think of Nihilus going with anybody but Traya, but back in the day, he just slid right into a General Kenobi team. You see this one's advancing. This was a meta for a long time, a very long time, and I remember it happening. This was a lot of fun. This next one comes to us from Mike Hunt. M-I-K-E space H-U-N-T. Actually had like 2,000 subscribers. I remember him being around back in the day. March 26, 2019. This is a couple of weeks, like 2-3 weeks before Darth Malak was released. A classic Darth Revan matchup against a Jedi Knight Revan team. And it was a little bit iffy back and forth. Darth Revan was better until Darth Malak came out. What you don't see these days is HK-47 on any kind of Sith Empire squad. It was a real thing back then that HK-47 would be on that squad with Darth Revan, as part of the Sith Empire. That was a legit thing at the time. Now, this doesn't look like it's going very well, does it? It's kind of lacking pretty heavily. Is Darth Revan going to win this? Anywho, this was just a couple of weeks before Darth Malak came out, and I think Darth Revan's actually going to lose here. Let's see what happens. I don't know why you're shocking there. I would have done Fear. Fear would have landed. Okay, who are we getting over to? I'm really curious to see this here. Okay, we just went through the sacrifice or whatever it's called. I can never remember. Oh, we got a death mark on Jedi Knight Revan. Okay, we're going forward here. Let's fast forward a little bit. Oh, HK with the damage. Yep, we took it out. We took it out. So that's that. Now let's fast forward a little bit to Darth Malak. Now this team pays tribute to how long the Darth Revan, Darth Malak meta lasted in the game. You can see we got GBA out there now. So you've got both teams are exactly the same. Darth Revan, Darth Malak, Basilisk Sean Fallen, HK, and Geo Brood Alpha as your tank. Support, whatever you want to call them. This video, the last one was from March 2019, when Darth Revan was just entering the meta around then. 2 weeks later, Darth Malak came out. This video is from January 13th, 2020. This meta lasted for over a year until Gas came out. And there might have been a team in between. I think Padme came out, but I don't think she was really handling this team all that well. Guys, a lot of you, maybe some of you out there right now, a lot of people quit the game during this meta because it was so frustrating. It was so stale, and it was like, here's one team for a year and no other team works in Squad Arena. Hi, Christy Hewitt. And so that you left that in there. It was one team for so long, and you had to fork out money basically to get Darth Malak on your roster, and it lasted for over a year. It was a crazy meta, a long time. The entire Sith Empire meta, way prior to Darth Malgus. And now we're moving on to some fun stuff. This is something I actually did on my roster. This is an IG88 lead with, oh look, Gear 13 Grievous, T3, Gear 13 in there, 3PO and BB-8. This was a team that people would run in. Oh, by the way, let's get back to that graphic. Look at those relics there. That's Gear 13. That's Gear 13 Revan, Gear 13 HK with the red down into the gold. Cool stuff, man. Cool stuff. This is a short video. This is a very short video. This was a counter that was not perfect, but this was a counter. If you didn't have Darth Revan, you could run this in there. Wampa also fit in there sometimes as well. But this full droid team with IG88 at the helm was a lot of fun. If you go back even further, there was like an IG86 team that ran as a meta very early on in the game, but this was used to overcome the Darth Revan meta, and it all depended on Grievous doing exactly that. Grievous siege and Gavinna. So that's what that depended on there, and that's a fun battle. I did this battle because I did not have Darth Revan farmed. I ran after this battle for sure. That was a lot. That was a blast. I love that one. I love seeing that on replay. That last video, by the way, the date on it was July 6th, 2019. So right in that meta range for Darth Revan. This is from March 13th, 2017. The title: SWGH Full Auto Arena Xylus. Oh, what does that mean? Xylus. Zeta Nihilus. Dooku Trooper and Emperor Palpatine versus Zal, Zeta, Darth Maul. Darth Maul was a meta for a little while with a bunch of Sith. He's getting those dazes out there. Nothing good's happening. You see, there is no 4. Well, actually, he could have it on 4 times speed. He's got it on 1 time speed. What's that all about? He should have put that on 4 times speed for us. Anyway, maybe it only went to 2 times speed at the time. I don't know. Darth Nihilus would run this team. You got Dooku in there, a bunch of Sith. Darth Nihilus Lead converts protection to health. He was the first one to do that in the game. Later, Darth Malak did it. Then on down the road, we had Lord Vader doing it down. Those are the 3 primary. There might be more, I feel like, but those are 3 primary ones you think of when you're converting protection to health. Again, the idea of this team is just hang around long enough to do. Oh, Dooku's going to take out Maul right there. Hang around long enough to do enough damage. Looks like I'm pretty overgeared here, by the way. Look at my Dooku versus their Dooku. I'm going to say this was a pretty heavily overgeared team, but this was not an uncommon team. You can see GK mixed in there. I told you General Kenobi was the tank in the game for years and years, and he was the guy that just stayed in the game as the #1 tank in the game for a long, long, long time. He cleanses everybody. He gives everybody counterattack, and there Nihilus does his turn and takes it out. These mix and match teams were so much fun back in the day. So much fun. And let's rewind a little bit more to August 14, 2017 with CLS GK, as always stated, R2, and then Chirrut and Baze. We called that Chaze, C-H-A-Z-E. Chirrut Imwe, Baze Malbus, Baze doing the tanking, Chirrut keeping everybody alive. This team was definitely one part of the early CLS meta before you had Han Solo. Well, we had Han Solo, I think, at the time. Did we have Han Solo? We had CLS in the early pit raid. No, we had Han Solo in the early pit race, so I guess it wasn't before Han Solo, but I guess this team is better without Han Solo. I'm trying to remember. Did Han Solo not have shoots first at the time where he was stunning it? There's something. There's a reason Han Solo's not on this team. I don't know. Opposite side, you can see Wiggs over there. Wedge and Biggs. That was another part of the meta. And Thrawn, of course, is on that team. Who did we kill first over there? Who did they take out first? Took out GK quickly with all the damage on this team. So yeah, Chirrut, the Chaze team with CLS, that was a big team early on, but so was that Wiggs team. Now this is actually a year and a half later. This is January 21st, 2019, but what you're seeing here is CLS, Han, Chewie, and then Wiggs, Wedge, and Biggs on that Rebel team. Might be before 3PO. I guess it's before 3PO. That's the only thing that really makes sense. Before Chewie for sure. He was not out yet, but they're just... It's the same idea. I mean, they're doing the same things, just on a smaller scale, probably without all the translation and extra health protection that Chupio gives. Biggs and Wedge are a fun combo in the game. They play off of each other. They assist each other. They're also a lot of fun, along with those early CLS metas that were going on. And let's take you back to the early days of the Grand Admiral, Grand Emperor, whatever he's going by these days, Arnold T101. This was when young Han and Vandor Chewie came out. He was working to see if they were going to be a great team in Squadron. Were they going to be a meta team? You can see out there we've got the Rex lead with Han Solo and GK. Of course, GK in there testing out this team. Now, did Vandor, Chewie, and young Han end up being an arena team? No. Look up there. There's Darth Vader. Not a Zeta on him. At some point in this range, maybe a year or two after, they reworked Darth Vader with Merciless Massacre. Before Merciless Massacre, Darth Vader was just a tool in this game. He was not useful. There was really not, nobody was, I'm surprised he's on a team here at all. Darth Vader was just kind of a forgotten character in the game. So Arnold is talking to us here about this team. You're getting some turn meter up from Rex there. Rex was a pretty common lead at this point in the game, or earlier in the game. You can see the mixing and matching though. Again, you've got your 501st Rex there. You got Han and Vandor, Chewie. Vandor keeping the scoundrels. Actually, I don't think Vandor is keeping the scoundrels alive. I don't know if there was a Zeta on him or not, but testing this out in arena early, the mixing and matching that happened in this game early, and you can see again, guys, Thrawn is on that other team, so this stuff was really happening here. This doesn't look like it's going to work. Anyway, this was not a meta. I'm just going to be honest, this was not a meta. Young Han and Vandor Chewie were never really a part of a meta in the game. Vandor Chewie did find some homes in territory wars on some scoundrel teams to keep them alive, but never really took off in squad arena or as part of the actual meta in the game. But this is just fun to look back on and see when these characters released and watch your Grand Admiral going at it. And finally, we're just going to go way back to February 27, 2016 to watch some Luminara Unduli metas back in the squad arena at the beginning of the game. You can see a Qui Gon over there, but Luminara Unduli with Geo Soldier, Jedi Consular, Count Dooku, and yeah, was this the biggest meta in the game? Look, these guys, this were actually in the 400s here, so I don't know that this is accomplishing the biggest meta, but I remember running teams like this. Captain Phasma with Darth Sidious, Scavenger Rey, Poe, and Luminara Unduli. Lots of really fun things happening. I wish I'd found like an OG Kylo video out there when he had his Zeta and recovered. When he first got his Zeta recovering all of his health, he was crazy out there. But look at these teams. Look at these teams early on facing off. Wouldn't it be fun to go back to something like this where teams just mixed and matched instead of all the kits telling us exactly who they had to play with, tying all the abilities together? It is fun. When you get a bunch of Spectre allies and they all use the same abilities back and forth, and they remove each other from exile, and you probably should have took out Lumi there. We're okay with turn meter. But I do miss the days back here when you could mix and match all sorts of different teams, have a lot of fun, and really do some great stuff in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. So, going back to the old days, these long forgotten teams in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, let me know some teams that you have thought of that I missed putting in this video. Maybe we'll make another one. This is a lot of fun to put these together and kind of take a look back at the history of our game. Everybody, I hope you all have a great day. I will definitely talk to you soon. And of course, always remember, Nooch too good.